Welcome back to another episode of the Popcorn Podcast. I'm Tommy Cresta alongside my co-host Ryan Ferran, and today we're here to talk about House of the Dragon and, of course, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, probably one of our most anticipated films in a long time, and I think we're both very excited to get right into the episode. But before we get too far into it, Ryan, how are you doing?
I'm angry. We're supposed to film this at 1. It's 1:45. It's
we were actually supposed to film it yesterday.
Yeah, we were supposed to do it yesterday. I don't know. My PC's old and doesn't work. My Wi-Fi is terrible. It was just a pain in the ass getting on here. But you know what? Other than that, doing great. Doing great. How about yourself?
Good. We had fun playing zombies last night. I think we had to stream zombies because we were playing in Discord. But I think it's funny when we're playing.
Yeah, we're really good.
I got fucked by the witches. I lost 8,000. That wasn't very fun. It's double XP weekend this weekend too.
Ooh.
Did you know that? So we might have to play that.
I didn't know that.
We're going to play some Call of Duty. But yeah, I'm a finalist for a movie audition thing. There's 3 people left. I actually have to film my last audition today. It'd be pretty cool. It's filming out in LA. So hopefully I get it. And if I get it, then I'll tell you guys what it is. But if I don't get it, I'm just not going to ever talk about it again because I'll be really sad. Because it's been a really long, I'll tell you off the podcast. But this has been a long audition process, and I'm really hopeful. So hopefully
Human Centipede 5.
Oh my God, I would love that. Put me right in the middle. Right in the middle of the whole thing.
Right in the sweet spot.
Right in the sweet spot. But we have some film news to get into before we break down House of the Dragon and before we get into the Odyssey. Starting off, we are talking about the Odyssey. It absolutely smashed at its opening weekend at the box office. Worldwide, it takes in $264 million, making it the 3rd largest opening ever for an R-rated film. And I mean, you can tell why. We'll get more into the reviews later, but it is currently sitting in the high 90s on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think at 8.4 on IMDb. And yeah, go watch it if you haven't watched it, so you can come back and listen to 2 idiots talk about their opinions on Christopher Nolan and everything else surrounding that film.
Unwanted opinions.
We got our first trailer for I Play Rocky, starring Anthony Iapolio, and holy shit, this movie looks good. I am so excited. But Ryan, I'm the big Rocky
trailer,
fan.
But yeah, I didn't watch this trailer yet, but I mean, you seem very, very excited about it, and the guy looks pretty good playing Sylvester Stallone.
It sounds like he's just Stallone voiced over for him.
About going the distance. I put my heart and soul on the page. If I'm not willing to live up to what I wrote, then what's the point? So do you believe in me? Or not?
It's unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah, it is super just for people that love filmmaking. It's like one of those movies I know I'm going to leave it and I'm just going to dive head on. I have a script that I've been working on. I have to send over to you. It's a short, and I have some interest from Madeline, the girl who did Faye, who we had interviewed here on the podcast and did another episode with. She's interested in making it. And I have a police chief that's willing to give me some body cameras, some police cruisers. So we'll see how well the script comes together in the end. But so I have a lot of people interested, so hopefully it's good. I have friends.
He's going to give you police cruisers?
Yeah, 2.
Damn. You've been in Georgia for not even a month, and you're already like, I'm just friends with the police chief.
Nice. Kratos is being recasted after Ryan Hurst was injured on set, which is super unfortunate because he said how excited he was for it. I know they got a lot of backlash the first look. I thought it looked pretty cool. But so we're going to get a new Kratos.
After seeing him in the Odyssey, I was kind of like, oh, maybe he could have been Kratos.
Yeah, he was good in the Odyssey. News I'm super excited for is They Follow, the sequel to It Follows, adds Jackie Earle Harley, Michael Gandolfini, and Justine Luke to the cast. This film, people are very excited for it. It Follows is considered one of the best indie horror films of all time. We got our first look at the Batman Part 2, as they also announced that is yet delayed again. I will be 27 years old when the Batman Part 2 comes out, which is horrifying, but also the first look was pretty cool. And they they did confirm that the ears are different, because I thought about when I watched it, like,
they're a little
pointier. And Matt Reeves confirmed it. More DCU news is Zolo Marandueno is returning as Blue Beetle in Man of Tomorrow. Very exciting. I'm a huge fan of him as an actor. I love him in Cobra Kai, and I really enjoy him as Blue Beetle. So I'm excited to see more of him. now in Man of Tomorrow. And it seems like we're building out the universe a little bit more, which is always good news.
Yeah, I wonder if if James Gunn's gonna bring back any other characters. Right back to TikTok. I wonder if he's gonna bring over anybody else besides Blue Beetle, because I know his original idea was to bring Jason Momoa back as Aquaman, but then obviously that didn't happen, and he played Lobo instead. But I mean, if he's bringing back one character, then maybe he brings back some more. Who knows?
Yeah, they say, because I feel like I knew technically Blue Beetle is part of the DCU. There was like that whole thing right when it came out. And then I know that he said some of the Suicide Squad is coming back, but some of them are not. So I think everyone's holding out hope that Margot Robbie continues to play Harley Quinn, but we'll see what happens down the line. Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum has officially entered production. We got behind the scenes of them starting the first scene that they're filming, and it was mocap with Andy Serkis. I'm super excited for this. I just hope that they go practical, and I hope it's not like what they did with The Hobbit, and it is closer in terms to, of course, Lord of the Rings. Anything else you want to add about Hunt for Gollum?
Not really. I mean, you're the Lord of the Rings guy. It's not really my thing.
Ooh, I just rewatched the entire franchise. Spent a lot of time watching them. The Michael movie crosses $1 billion, making it the highest grossing biopic of all time. I love this movie. Yeah, $1 billion.
That's crazy.
Dude, you gotta watch. I'm telling you, you have to watch it. It is so much better than any critic gave it credit for, and I mean, it's great. I've seen it like 5 times now. I'm a sucker. And lastly, but of course not least, is that we have gotten our first official trailer for Avengers Doomsday. This trailer set the record for most views in 24 hours. It had 500 million, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, Ryan, I'll let you lead the way on this. Please tell me you watched the trailer.
Yes, I did watch this trailer. It was, I mean, it was cool seeing everybody, like, the room full of the few Avengers that are left, and then the new Avengers, and then the Fantastic Four sitting in a room together talking. It's just cool to see all the X-Men stuff, seeing Cyclops use his punch force. I mean, it was just cool. I think Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom voice is pretty good. Didn't hear a lot of it, but it didn't sound like Robert Downey Jr., which made me happy. I was very nervous that it was just going to sound like Robert Downey Jr. doing a shitty, fucking Soviet bloc accent, but it actually sounded pretty good. I do think this trailer was kind of like, it was the first trailer. You know what I mean? It doesn't give a lot away. It's just kind of action shots on action shots. There's not a lot showing you like what's actually happening. It's just like, hey, these characters are back. This is what's happening. Here's the bad guy. It's going to make $10 billion. So yeah, I thought it was a decent trailer, but definitely just, first trailer. They're not giving away a lot. It was fun. It was cool.
And I'm not, this is not super original me saying this. I've been seeing a lot online, but I thought about it right when the trailer came out. So one, they're not going to win this in this one, I don't think. I think it's going to be more on the Infinity side of things. Thor is the strongest person in this movie, and Doom stops him with 2 fingers, which was the highlight of the trailer for me, was seeing Doom actually in the fight. And so you don't see the suit too much, but you see like that he's wearing the armor. So I'm more happy for that. I was nervous that they were going to go for like a slick kind of look, but you can see he's actually wearing like the shoulder armor. Like, it looks like Doom, so I'm okay with that. But my big thing, there's no chance that that's Chris Evans. Like, that's not the Cap that we know. I think Stevie? There's like a nickname for this version of Steve. I think it's Hydra Steve. There's just something about the look and the smile he gives Thor. So I'm fully in on that. That it's like a bad version of him. Which I think if you are going to bring him back, this fits more than if it's just him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because he's still in the trailer. He still gets Mjolnir. He's still worthy.
He could still be worthy. It just might be bad.
Yeah, well, if it's an evil version, that's not really. It's kind of the whole point, is that he wouldn't be worthy.
I guess not.
You got to be a good guy.
Hasn't Dr. Doom wielded Mjolnir before?
Has he? I mean, he probably has in some comic, but yeah, I guess
because I feel like
can hold it. But
they show him with the long hair, but they made sure the first time they showed him, he has his short hair, like how we know him. So either there's two.
Well, also there was that teaser trailer a couple months ago where it's literally him like riding on the motorcycle back to his house with Peggy.
Yeah, he's got the short hair.
Did he have the short hair in that?
Yeah, he has the normal like Captain America hair.
Hmm.
So that's why I think this is a different version of, which I mean makes sense. This is Battle World, Battle Earth, Battle World. I think it's called Battle World. It's like where everyone combines.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna, like what you say, it's gonna make $2 trillion at the box office. But it's gonna be interesting to see how good it actually is, because the trailer doesn't show you much. But it's also sad because I didn't feel like how I felt like watching the brand new Day trailer. Like, I'm super excited. I have my things I'm nervous about, but like when No Way Home trailers came out, I was so excited. Like, I was so invested, and I didn't really feel it with this, except for the excitement to see Doom on screen, because that's something all Marvel fans are excited for.
Yeah, it was really cool seeing Loki too. I really didn't.
I forgot he was even in the trailer.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting Loki to kind of stay his own thing, and then if there is time stuff, that maybe he'll just pop in for a minute and be like, "Hey, I'm still alive, but not the version I'm dead, but this is past whatever." But I guess the whole story of this is that there's going to be incursions happening in all different worlds. So I guess Loki's probably going to be in the TVA, are probably going to be very important to this.
Yeah, because now
this really starts off with
everything.
Professor X watching like an incursion happen. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Ian McKellen and oh my god, Sir Patrick Stewart, Sir Ian McKellen and Sir Patrick Stewart. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like they're getting a little bit too old for this, because I feel like how are they really going to have Ian McKellen do like the Magneto stuff in this?
Yeah,
like, is it all just going to be CG'd, which I don't want.
I mean, probably, but I feel like with those two specifically, it's going to be a lot of sitting, talking. I feel like they're not really going to fight, but it would be sick if we get James McAvoy and.
That's what I'm saying. I'm shocked they didn't bring them back.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe Fassbender. If they're like really holding their cards, they're really actually keeping good secrets this time. That'd be cool to see someone like the old and young X-Men fighting together.
It would be crazy. Cool. And we didn't see Nightcrawler or Beast, who we know are in this movie. So they are definitely holding their cards close, and I feel like Marvel's also doing a really good job with not Jean Grey, Sadie Sink's character. Like, everyone has their opinions on who she is, and I feel like a lot of people are leaning towards Jean Grey. But the fact that we haven't gotten a confirmation on it yet is crazy to me. That this movie comes out in 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, for Spider-Man. Yeah. Also, I'm just rewatching the trailer now. Seeing Shang-Chi fight Gambit's pretty fucking cool.
That was pretty cool. It was also very exciting to see Shang-Chi back after we haven't seen nothing since 2021. 2022.
I forget when that movie came out.
It's definitely 2022.
Movie. Underrated. Like, that was a great.
Oh, underrated.
Movie.
Same guy who is directing No Way Home, right? Daniel Creston.
Is it? I don't know.
I thought he was directing it. I thought that's who directed Shang-Chi. I could be wrong.
But I'm not sure. But Shang-Chi was good. People just kind of came and went. But that was a good Marvel movie. I like Shang-Chi a lot.
I thought the ending was a little weird with the big dragon. Wasn't a huge fan of that. But
yeah, you don't like CGI creatures.
I do not. I do not like CGI creatures. Hence why I hate The Hobbit.
Yeah.
But moving on from the news, we are moving into episode 5 of House of the Dragon, Bowed and Unbent. I think it's the title of the episode. Nina Lopez Corrado, Unbowed. I'm thinking about the bow scene now from the Odyssey. Nina Lopez Corrado directed this episode, and I know you haven't loved the season. I thought this episode was great. I felt like this felt like Game of Thrones and like moving forward, and there's like some underlying stuff going on, and I really liked it. I was so sold on it.
Yeah, I thought this episode was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of watched it in a rush when we were gonna try to do the podcast yesterday. Because I watched the Odyssey and then got home, and I was like, "Fuck, I gotta watch this real quick." So I kind of like, I paid attention, I got it, but it was still like I kind of washed over me a little bit. So definitely kind of slacked off for this week's episode. But I still thought it was pretty good. I thought a lot of character stuff was good. I liked the scenes between Allison and Helena, trying to get her to drink I forget what the tea is called, but Helena wants to keep the kid. And I didn't realize that Allison was pregnant too. I had no idea. Like, I know her and Kristen were hooking up, but...
What do you mean?
She drinks the tea.
She does that just to trick, what's her name? Massaria.
Massaria? Oh, she does? Then I really didn't pay attention. I thought she was.
Yeah,
I was like,
I don't think she's actually pregnant.
What?
Yeah, I think she's lying because she doesn't want Helena to get killed because she has the baby that would have a right to the throne.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. She took it just so Massaria, because Massaria saw the tea. She was like, oh,
yeah,
you have that here. And then Allison drank it just to. That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Look at you outsmarting me.
But later on in the episode, Aemon then is starting to recover, and he actually saves Alice from the people that are hunting Aemon because Rhaenyra has put that bounty on top of his head.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a scene which I really enjoyed where we go. It's Aemon's talking to Larys about how he blames Aemon for why he failed as a king, and that if he was given the same things, he would have been just as great as Aemon was. And Larys just tells him, that's just not true. You're just a shitty king, and you're a shitty human being. Which I really liked. And I like where Aegon's story ends in this episode, where we see he's going to end up. And they still got some fight left in him, even though him being crippled now.
Yeah, he's definitely still kind of got that fire in his belly, you know. But I do wonder if he's going to turn even a little bit after hearing what Larys said, even though, you know, at the end of the episode, it seems like he's kind of not. He's still going to be the same asshole he was. But, yeah, I like that scene a lot where Larys just kind of sat down. He's like, I just told him straight up, you're an asshole. You're a piece of shit. And I like that Aegon just took it and was like, motherfucker. Like, he's still just not angry. He's still just angry at him. He can't. Yeah. It's just, you know.
But he gives him the apple, and he's like, oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
We learned Tywin Lannister is still alive. That slimy fuck. And with all that, as we talk about, Aegon ends up killing the guy who's like running Rook's Rest right now. And it was pretty quick. I did not think it was good. He was going to kill him. I thought one of the other guys was going to have to kill him, or they were going to get captured, because he finds out that Aegon is the king, and without hesitation, Aegon just stabs this dude straight in the chest and proceeds to shove this knife as far as it could possibly go into the man. And I love that he has the line, "You will call me king."
Your Grace. Yeah.
Your Grace, yeah. While that's going on... Oh, sorry. Do you have something you want to add?
No. You're good.
Aemon, Adam, and Bela continue to search the Riverlands for Aemon and Vhagar, but it seems like Vhagar is just always 2 steps ahead of them. And I like that we're seeing Aemon and Vhagar separated, which is something we don't normally see with the dragons. The dragons are always normally with their riders. And we're seeing that, I mean, Aemon's a bitch. Like, he's just a bitch. He's just always whining with his extreme mommy issues. But at the end of this episode, he really fucks up some people, and you see that it's definitely more dangerous with Vhagar, but it doesn't take away how skilled he is as a swordsman. And I think that's important to see when you show him as like the weasel that he really is, like with all of his problems he has. But even with that being said, he's still a super dangerous opponent for the Blacks.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. And I liked all the dream stuff. He has those nightmares without Vhagar, and he's like, it kind of just deepens that psychological connection that the Targaryens have with their dragons. Like, it's psychic, the connection between them. So I guess he's kind of having nightmares from being so far away from Vhagar.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
It is cool because we don't really get to see that very often, especially not in this series too far. While all this is going on, at the same time, we have Kristen Cole and Gwaine are using guerrilla tactics against the Tully's forces. And that opening scene was really cool because I felt like soon as the guy left the meeting and he was walking into his tent, I was like, this dude's so dead. I thought they were going to have him get shot with a bow, like right off rip. But they didn't. They showed them running around outside, burning down the forts. And you can see that they're not fully they're not winning this battle, but they're like annoyances. They're like flies to these guys, to the Tullys right now. And I like the plan of just burning the bridges and that they're slowing them down. But as we see later on, they get Cole's plan doesn't really work as they're able to put down those spike traps to get them off their horses. And then they burn down the bridge, now keeping Cole away.
Yeah.
I feel like
it was a smart move by the Tullys.
Yeah, and I feel like this was the best we've seen from Kristen Cole, the actor, the guy who plays him, in a while. Like, I really love that speech he gives towards the end of the episode. That they're not in control of him anymore. This is, if he's gonna die, he wants to die his way on his act. And I thought that was a really good really good sequence by him. And then the speech he gives while Gawain is leaving, I thought was another really, really good scene for him.
Yeah, no, he was really good in this episode, and it's nice to see because we haven't seen him in a while. Like, he's been very much on the back burner this whole season, which is kind of weird because he was a really important and main character in the first 2 seasons, and I mean, still is an important character. But they just kind of like, so far this season, you've kind of seen him just now and again, like for 5 minutes in an episode, and then he was just gone again. But it was cool seeing an episode just kind of catch up with him again and see like where his mindset's at and what he's going to do. So I liked him a lot in this episode.
That breakup with Allison really has done this man in.
Yeah,
he is really depressed. But as we talked about with Massaria, she's dealing with her. She's trying to, not Massaria. Helena's pregnancy is really causing some issues for Allison, and Allison, of course, loves her daughter and doesn't want anything to happen to her. So she's trying to get her to get rid of the baby, and she wants to escape. And I actually thought their escape plan was pretty good. I was like, oh, yeah, like the battle and everything, they're going to sneak out. Massaria was all over this plan. She was like Bill Belichick. She was stealing plays ahead of all this. She really knew what was coming. And I really like Massaria's character, and I feel like they're doing a good job with having her play. Who's the character? Not Littlefinger. Who's the other one? She's playing that kind of style of a character really well, I think, this season. And it seems like they're giving her a little bit more to do than they did in the. Was that season 2 when she shows up for the first time, or is that season 1?
No, I think she's in season 1.
Yeah, season 1 when she's captive by Daemon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying her character so far, and I'm really enjoying the Helena Allison storyline we're following now with the pregnancy. I think because you don't want anything to happen to Helena. Helena hasn't done anything wrong throughout this series. Like, it's not her fault. And I think I really am enjoying this so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see where the rest of that kind of storyline goes. You know?
Yeah, because they're definitely playing it differently from the book, from the story. So, but I have no problem with them changing it. Like, I know George R.R. Martin's a little bitch, and so there were some of the readers who refused to watch it because they changed a couple things. It's Ryan. Like, we can all say what we want, like with comics, you want them to stay true to all this kind of stuff. But it is Ryan Condal's story. It's his interpretation of how this is all working. So I don't mind the changes. I know there's big ones that people really don't like. But I'm fine with just seeing his vision on how he's attacking this.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, I agree with you. I think changing things from the book to make it work better on screen is definitely, like, something you got to do, and it happens all the time. Like, you see it even in like Lord of the Rings, they change some stuff. But I do agree with people who are kind of upset, being like, yeah, you've made some major changes to the show, to the story, and like what happens. Not even just like little character things, but like big things have changed throughout the show. So I do understand people being upset with that. But like you said, I mean, it is Ryan Condal's story now, but that also kind of sucks because it's not his story. It's George R.R. Martin's. He just, got hired to do it. And then he's like, well, I'm not doing that story anymore. I'm doing my story. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
But I feel like it kind of comes with like the territory of like, it was his idea to make House of the Dragon, like to bring it to the screen and how he wanted to do it. And I feel like, but it feels like since season 1, they've always like, the readers have like a problem. Like, they had such a big problem with the age gap jump, the time jump differences. Like, that was already what pissed people off. And I feel like there's just certain things it's so hard to adapt this. And the way he's adapting it, it's so hard to be so true to the book when there's already so many characters. And I feel like he's done, season 2 was a little bit of a misstep, but I feel like this season and season 1, he's done as good as I feel like they could have done with this. So I'm fully in right now.
Yeah,
I know you're still hesitant.
But I'm still kind of, I just think the show kind of lost its footing a little bit and lost its way and just kind of, I feel like he changed too much to where now it's just a lot of the exciting things from the books are just not possible now, and he has to kind of come up with his own stuff that's just not. It's really not just gonna. It's not gonna be as good, if I'm being honest. And it's just kind of. I don't know. I feel like if he had kept some things throughout the seasons, that it would have been better overall. But at the same time, it's still not bad by any means.
Yeah, I'm first. I want to see more of this. The murdering of the City Watch thing. I think this is a really interesting storyline that they're starting, and I like seeing Daemon in distress for once, where it seems like it's always Rhaenyra and he's just being a little asshole, which he's still being a bit of an asshole. But I like seeing that he can feel that he's being pressured now to try and protect his men, and that last shot of the episode was disgusting, but it also got me super excited to see more about this. I do wish we got a little more of Ormond and Darren in this episode. I think that's probably my main complaint. But we still get enough of them with the scene in when they're playing chess and Darren beats him, and of course Ormond, being a little asshole, flips the table like if me and Ryan were playing Monopoly. And I like that he's building the coin. I love anytime that they speak, the characters speak in Valerian. I always think it's super interesting. And we had the whole scene in the church, the temple, which I really liked. And I'm enjoying that it seems like Daemon and Rhaenyra are actually working as a team, yet they're having their disagreements. But I'm happy that it's not that same old, he's going to do what he wants, she's going to do what she wants. I like that they're trying to figure it out. And
yeah,
it's not fully working.
Yeah, they're trying to figure some stuff out. But even in this episode, Daemon does what he wants and doesn't listen to Rhaenyra when she sends him off to go look for Vhagar, and he's like, "No, I'm going to help my men because somebody's killing all the gold cloaks." But you were saying that last shot. I do kind of like the storyline of the Hightower sending people into the city to kill the City Watch. I think it's cool. But the last shot, it was a cool shot. I liked it. But it was kind of like, I mean, if they can sneak in and kill like 10 guys, why can't they just sneak in and kill Rhaenyra? Like, what's the, you know what I mean? If Rhaenyra's by herself in her chambers.
I guess there's not as many locked doors, and like the City Watch are kind of just in like a room. Like it's not as, and we don't know how many of these people there are.
Yeah, I mean, you see the room of them, so I guess there's a couple, but there could definitely be more than just the guys in that room. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like, I just thought about it for a minute. I was like, if they can sneak in and just kill all those gold cloaks in like their fucking headquarters, why can't, like, they're not going to go for anybody else, you know?
Maybe we're also probably, I feel like with that, we're completely underestimating how much security is in the castle.
Yeah, that's true.
And how many things they have to get through. I mean, and then there's the hidden tunnels, which was super terrifying for, oh my God, I always forget Allison's daughter's name.
Helena.
Yeah, Helena. When they got trapped in there and they heard the rats, fuck that. That sounds like a terrible way to die, if that's how they would die. I was so sad that Sir Luther got killed by these gruesome traitors. But yeah, I guess you do have a point with, like, if they can kill that many of them, then how have they not gotten any closer?
Yeah, like,
but I guess
them from going for somebody more important.
Maybe we'll see that in the next episode. These are all the things that we still haven't really gotten a full update on. But I'm continuing to really enjoy it. I want to see the Tullys and Kristen Cole finally meet for like their battle. I don't know if it'll be next episode, but I mean we got 3 episodes left, and it as much as I really am enjoying the season. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty high on it. I am getting a little nervous of what's the end point to this season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think they need to get to some. But again, not that I'm saying like, oh, I don't care about the thrones, give me fucking battles. I'm not that guy. I like the politicking stuff, and I thought it was pretty good in this episode. But at the same time, this is a civil war. Like, when we've had 2 battles in the entire show, so I think it's time to get going with that, and hopefully we get like. My fear is that it's going to be the same thing as last season, and then going into this season, where episode 1 of this season was very good, but it should have been the finale of last season. I think it would have worked better that way.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of nervous they're going to do the same thing where like they get to Tumbleton in the end of this season, and then season 4 starts with, fighting in Tumbleton or whatever. And I really don't want that to happen. That would suck.
Oh, we said something that's considered bullying. That got us restricted on TikTok Live. What? I didn't even say it. It's probably me cursing or saying something about Kristen Cole or the book readers.
That's probably the book readers.
Probably the book readers.
You bullied them.
I did not bully them. But
shame on you.
Shame on me. I'm so sorry, TikTok, that I did that. Is there anything else you want to add about House of the Dragon?
No, I think we got it pretty covered. Pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like that was a good little episode.
And go on to the big thing.
Yeah, the biggest thing that we're gonna talk about. Probably the biggest movie. I mean, Brand New Day is gonna be a pretty big episode for us. But this is, this is like our ultimate, like, big episode we're gonna do, and that is, of course, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. As I said, 8.4 IMDb, 95 critic, 97 audience. Directed, of course, by who I'm starting to really consider to be the greatest director in the history of film. And that's Sir. Is he Sir? He's Sir now, right?
Yeah, he's Sir. He got knighted.
Yeah, he got knighted. And I'm gonna run through the cast really quick. This is not everyone.
Really quick?
Really quick.
I don't think that's not possible.
We got Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Elliot Page, Zendaya, Charlize Theron, Benny Safdie, Travis Scott, Lupita Nyong'o, John Bernthal, Mia Goth, Ryan Hirsch, Himesh Patel, John Leguizamo, Corey Hawkins, Samantha Morton, and so many more, especially a bunch of guys that you've seen in previous Nolan films. But one actor who's not in this one and was very happy to not be in it was Cillian Murphy. And that cast is, it is the best ensemble cast that I think I've ever read, and I think that we will ever see until maybe the next Christopher Nolan movie. A quick synopsis. Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, embarks on a perilous journey to return home from the Trojan War. Crossing the Mediterranean Sea with his fellow soldiers, they soon find themselves battling not only the elements, but many mythical creatures across the way. Now, Ryan.
So I'm laughing. On IMDb, Homer is credited as a writer for this movie. It says writers, Christopher Nolan and Homer. I mean, yeah, it should be, but it's funny that he's credited as a writer. He's got a couple credits. He's got 75 writing credits, Homer. That's great.
I wonder how many of them are from film stuff.
I mean, yeah, it's all Homer's Odyssey, The Odyssey, Achilles Returns, Calypso, The Return, Oh Brother Where Art Thou is on here.
Yeah, all the different versions.
Yeah.
Is the SpongeBob movie on there, which is based off the Odyssey?
That's a great question. I'll look through and tell you.
Okay. Well, Ryan, right off the bat, I want to hear your initial thoughts on the Odyssey.
All right, hold on. I got to scroll through and see if he's credited for SpongeBob first.
Okay.
No, he is not. He is not credited for SpongeBob. Wow.
SpongeBob fucked over Homer.
That's horrible. All right. My thoughts on this movie. It was very good. It was very good. I think I still have Oppenheimer above this movie. I don't know if that's going to be a little bit. I don't know how you feel. I assume you have this higher than Oppenheimer. I don't. That's not a bad thing, though. I fucking loved Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was so good. But yeah, I think this movie was great. I do think some of the historical people kind of have some valid complaints with it. Not entirely. And listen, I'm a history guy. I like history a lot. Yeah, which is why I'm not a huge fan of Dunkirk, because there's 100 guys on the beach. In reality, there were 300,000 people on that fucking beach. So, stuff like that, really big things where Christopher Nolan doesn't like CGI, and I think it hurts the movie. But with the Odyssey, I don't have an issue with that. I know a lot of people have issues with the armor. Yeah, they're really dressed more like Vikings than Greek soldiers. And they also used Viking longships rather than Greek ships in the movie. So I understand that. At the same time, it never took me out of the movie one time. I didn't care at all. I thought it was great all the way through. I thought the beginning was kind of slow, and I've seen people complain about that. But at the same time, you need to set up what's happening. This isn't a modern day thing where audience is going to be like, oh yeah, I remember that. No, this is, ancient Greece, and you have to kind of say, this is what's happening. These are who these people are, who they're fighting for, where they're going, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as it really gets going, it doesn't stop for a second. It is entertaining. You're locked in all the way through. I didn't even think about going to use the bathroom once during this movie. It was just great all the way through.
You know, I completely agree. I had this above Oppenheimer. There were so many moments in this film that I was like, this is the greatest job of filmmaking I have ever seen. Some of the shots that he has done and scenes I learned about later on when I was doing my research for this episode that are just practical filmmaking is absolutely wild. And even when you hear the cast talk about it, the cast is shocked because they're on set the day of. Like even the poster that I used for this episode, when the Giants are showing up on the island.
Yeah.
That's all 7-foot tall stunt actors, and then they had a bunch of smaller actors play the soldiers. Matt Damon's stunt actor was actually a woman, and Matt Damon said she had the biggest biceps he's ever seen. Like all these things, and she's on the poster for the movie, which is just amazing. And it's one of those movies that makes you, for me, wants me to make movies and keep pushing forward to get to make movies. And not that I would ever attempt something to the size of the Odyssey, but his skills are second to none, and the cast that he gets and the performance he gets out of each actor are just great. And I know Variety put out a thing, it was like they ranked all the performances, and they said that Tom Holland was the worst. I don't agree with that. I don't think any of them are bad performances. There was no one I watched, I'm like, they aren't good in this movie. But I mean, it's truly the epic of our lives, I believe. I mean, I know there's Lord of the Rings, but it's like one of those things that is just, you know, for years and years and years to come, this will be a movie that everyone compares other epics to. And yeah. I am very excited to get more into the episode. But Ryan, we did our predictions 2 weeks ago, and you gave it a 93, and I predicted a 96 for myself. Right. What do you think? What is your score for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey?
I think it's a flat 90.
Flat 90? Lower than I predicted.
It is lower than I predicted. And that, listen, I just didn't, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. Listen, that's 3 points. It's not a big deal. It's not a big difference. I just think, I don't know. I didn't love it as much as I was kind of hoping to, but I still really, really enjoyed myself. Like, it was still a great movie, and I'm gonna do nothing but compliment it. And I don't think there's anything you can like change about it to make it bad. I mean, there are changes you can make. Just, adding more of the gods and stuff from the original story would have been cool. Adding some more stuff with the Cyclops, where Odysseus actually talks to him and like kind of tricks him into letting them out. Stuff like that. I think there were stuff that he cut out of this that would have been very cool to see, and I would have liked to see. But at the same time, I'm going to do nothing but compliment this movie. I think flat 90 is a good score.
Okay. When I was doing my review of this, so I gave it 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I mean, the moment I left the theater, I was so in on this movie, and I love that there's horror aspects of it. I love how you can tell it's made with so much care for Homer's story, and you can tell how much he has wanted to make this since Batman Begins, which is when he was supposed to direct Troy, but did not end up doing it and did the Batman trilogy instead. And I want to give a shout out to Jennifer Lame, who was his editor on this, and she won for Oppenheimer. This editing was fantastic. Ludwig Göransson is going to win another Oscar, and he's really putting himself in that category of best composers in film history. And I am just blown away with every aspect of this film. And so I went through every movie we reviewed on the podcast, and I was trying to see where I have it sitting through all of those and my score. And I truly believe this is my favorite movie we've reviewed in the entirety of the show, not counting like going back through Jaw, like older movies. This is like new releases. So I'm going to tie it with Everything Everywhere All at Once. It is a 96 for me. It is unbelievable. I loved every second of this movie, and I can't give it enough praise that you won't see most people that are reviewing it are giving it. And yeah, I really thought it was outstanding. And the sequence with the bow at the end when he strums it, because he already string it, yeah. It was, I mean, my theater cheered. We had a sold-out theater when I went.
Really?
Yeah, so even Sam, my girlfriend, for everyone listening, she is not the biggest film person, but she loves going to the movies. She loves watching movies. And she's not a huge Nolan fan because she is more into movies that she can just rewatch over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And she even said, she's like, as much as I don't love this movie, she's like, it is one of the greatest movies ever made. She's like, from the production side of it, it is just amazing. And I agree. I mean, have you seen the picture of the puppet for the Cyclops yet?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Can you imagine being on set? They just bring that shit in. Yeah, I loved it. It's so hard with these kind of movies because we just it's so hard to find something to talk about. But I feel like we should just go through the cast. I feel like that's a good way to start. Talk about each one of their performances, and of course, I feel like we have to start with Matt Damon, who just, in my opinion, killed it as Odysseus.
Yeah, he was great. He really was. He was kind of, I don't know. I don't know why, but I was kind of nervous about Matt Damon playing Odysseus. But at the same time, he just nailed it. He was so good. And I really don't know who else you would get. You know what I mean? After seeing it, I'm like, yeah, that's Odysseus now.
Yeah, now that I've watched it, I can't imagine someone else playing this role. And I know I took a couple of fan questions for this episode. And if anyone on TikTok who's watching it, thank you to everyone who's on TikTok, because I have
Did we get Oscar?
Chat. No, Oscar did not submit a fan question. I only looked very shortly, but I didn't see one. And if you guys have fan questions on TikTok, please let us know. I can see the chat while we're doing all this. But we have a couple, and one of them I know has to do with if we could pick someone else, but we'll get to that when we get there. Yeah, I thought Matt Damon did great, and I was also with you. I think we talked about it when they announced he was playing him, that it was like a role. Matt Damon's a great actor. I'm not taking that away from him. But I was like, I don't know if he can carry the Odyssey, like this story, this epic that we're going to be telling. And he does. He's great from beginning to end. The scene with the sirens, I think, is his standout moment. And he doesn't have any lines. It's all just physical acting. And it's a terrifying scene.
Just screaming and crying. Yeah, it was awful.
And, Himesh Patel talked about filming it, and he said, he's like, I was actually scared that something happened to him while we were filming it. That he was actually hurt or something, because it's so powerful. And you really feel it. And yeah, Matt Damon, what a performance. Who do you want to go to next? I'll let you choose the next cast member we talk about.
I mean, Tom Holland's right there, and people are kind of talking shit on him. I thought Tom Holland, the first couple of minutes, the first couple of scenes with him, I was like, oh, he might not be very good in this. For whatever reason, I didn't love him. I thought he was kind of weird in the very beginning of the movie. But like I said, the movie just catches its stride and doesn't let go. For the rest of the movie, I thought he was great. I had no problems with Tom Holland. I thought he was really good.
You, and Sam all had the same opinion. There was something about his first two scenes that felt a little off for me. But then he finds his stride, and he talked about him and Robert Pattinson have done numerous movies together, and he feels like working with Rob makes him a better actor. And it feels like their scenes later on are his best scenes.
Yeah,
when he feels like his character has gained the strength to stand up for what he believes in, is when I feel like it really picks itself up a little bit. But I really liked him as Telemachus. And again, another guy that we were not super sure of when this came out that he was being cast in this. And he's great. I feel like Nolan just gets the best performances out of everyone that joins his cast. And we see it. My least favorite, we'll get to him later. I just felt like this guy was playing himself. And I feel like from me saying that who I'm talking about. But we'll get we'll get to him in a little bit.
He doesn't really ever play anybody else.
He does not. Now
I think we can just talk about it really quick because he's not in the movie a lot. John Bernthal. I think the only movie he ever plays somebody that isn't just John Bernthal is weirdly Sicario, when he's the crooked cop in the bar just to kill Emily Blunt.
Oh my god, I forgot he's in Sicario.
I feel like that's the one movie where he plays a character. Everything else is just John Bernthal. Obviously he's acting, he's not being himself, but he's just always John Bernthal, you know?
He's always Frank Castle.
Yeah.
He and this was I will say Fury, he's really good. I do love him in Fury.
That is another movie he's at. Yeah, he's really good in Fury. Everybody's good in Fury.
Yeah. Travis Scott.
Great in Fury.
Let's talk about him because he's only really in
Travis Scott.
2 scenes.
Yeah,
I love it. People had
his IMDb picture is hilarious. It's just Astroworld, I think.
Really?
Yeah, everybody else is like professional looking headshots. He's blue with like orange light streaks coming out of his head. It's awesome.
But people gave, so we'll talk about some of the controversy, of course, surrounding this that I felt like people were being obnoxious with, what they were having problems with like casting decisions. People had a hard time and did not like that Travis Scott was going to be in this, but it makes perfectly good sense when Christopher Nolan explains it, like of poetry and storytelling and how, like with rap music and all of that, it all kind of comes together. And it was a great way to start the movie, like having him just explain the story really quickly through the song. And I really enjoyed him. It's super small for him, but what's his name? He talked about Corey Hawkins talked about it. He's like, Travis Scott came on and did it in one take and got done. And Travis was like, oh man, this is so hard to act. And Corey Hawkins like, fuck you, hard to act. He's like, that was great. And I agree. I think what he did was really good. And I was very happy that it didn't take me out of the movie at all.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it was funny because he literally started the opening scene was Travis Scott talking, and I was like, this actually works. I was so surprised that it works. I will say though, the internet got me. I was genuinely afraid that they were going to play fucking sicko mode or something during the siege. When they
would
broke
you
the walls
believe that? It's Christopher Nolan.
I don't know. No, because the movie came out, and I saw it a couple days after it came out, and people were saying like, yeah, no, it literally happens. I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no way. There's no way. It got me a little bit.
Let's go to even my favorite. It's in like my top of my favorites, I would say. And this is Anne Hathaway's Penelope. She has a scene later in the film with Tom Holland where she storms out, and it is the best acted scene probably for me in the whole movie. It's either Anne Hathaway, Samantha Morton, or Elliot Page for me have the three best scenes, like performance-wise. And we'll talk about each one of them throughout. But I thought Anne Hathaway was great as Penelope, and I'm not a huge Anne Hathaway fan, which I know you are. So, of course, I want to hear your opinions on Anne Hathaway.
I thought she was great. She was really good. I liked how, she was kind of subtle. Like, you could always tell she was sad and missed her husband. She would cry now and again, but she always did a good job of, like, playing Penelope, holding it together, being strong, trying to act strong. I thought she did a great job. And even that scene where she talks to Tom Holland. Also, I'm not even going to fuck around with the names. If I can pronounce the names, I'll say them. If I have no idea, I'm just saying the actor. I don't really care. I'm just going to say, like, I don't know. Sinan is decent for Elliot Page. Let's see.
I feel like you can
Robert
pronounce
Pattinson's just
most
Pattinson.
of them.
Corey Hawkins.
Antinous.
I can probably, if I wanted to. Antinous? Yeah, sure, whatever.
Himesh Patel's character? Not attempting that.
No, not even going to try it. Yeah, I don't. Not a chance. But yeah, I thought Anne Hathaway was really good. A lot of subtlety, but then she would just kind of explode in anger or sadness, and I thought it was really, really well done. She was great.
Yeah, and she has that scene with Matt Damon, which I think is another standout sequence. Not when they know each other, before that, when they're sitting at the wall. I think that was a really good scene. And the whole sequence when they enter Troy, I said it to you just in Discord, I said it might be one of the greatest, like, 10 minutes ever. Like, that they're just, this real city is just there. And the narration that Matt Damon does over it is, I think, really hits emotionally. And you realize, I feel like people, one thing I keep seeing people like, yeah, but like, why are we rooting? He's a bad guy. That's the whole point of that scene, is he's explaining that he's a bad guy. Like, he's not.
Yeah, Homer. I keep calling him Homer. Odysseus. Kind of sucks. Like, everything is his fault. Like, it literally is his entire fault. Because when he shoots the Cyclops in the eye when they're sailing away on the boat, that's what starts all this. The gods, Poseidon would not have been angry with him if he had just left. But he shot the Cyclops just for fun. And in the book, I know he goes and he says his name. And he says, like, my name's Odysseus. Because in the book, he gets out by telling the Cyclops his name is Nobody. And then getting drunk.
So then all he can say is
to get the eye. The other giants come in. They were like, I was stabbed by nobody. And they're like, all right, I guess we'll go home then. Yeah, but yeah, Odysseus sucks. He's not a good guy. He keeps getting his men killed, and he does care about his men. He does. He's just so what's the word? Just self-confident that he knows what to do.
What's
He's
right.
right about everything. Yeah, and even the scene with the sirens, like we were saying, it's one of the best scenes in the movie, especially from Matt Damon. He's the one. He's like, yeah, everybody plug their ears, but I'm going to be the only man ever to hear what the sirens, what they actually sound like. Like, you're a dickhead.
You're risking everything to say that something happened. First off, no one's gonna believe you.
No. Also, risking you don't know if that wears off. That could last forever. They could get 100 miles away and he still swims out to go see the sirens. You have no idea if that wears off.
Yeah, and William Lee, who is the soldier who jumps out, there's no stunt. So all the siren actresses are stunt actresses, and because they were the only ones qualified to go sit on these rocks out in the middle of the ocean, Nolan Lee walked up to Will Lee and was like, "You're gonna be the one." He's like, "Okay." He's like, and then he's like, he just threw himself out of the boat. Like, he was so ready to just do whatever Nolan asked of him. And again, this is why he gets such great performance, because everyone just wants to be part of this.
Yeah. Everyone just trusts him with their careers, with their lives. Like, everybody knows if this guy asked me to do something, it's the right thing to do. I'm going to do it.
I mean,
did you hear when they opened the gates to Troy? Nolan told Matt Damon that they were just going to cut, like the gates were going to open and they switched to a different scene. And so he lied to him. So they opened the gates and then 500 extras run in with swords and shit. Matt Damon was like, "Oh fuck!" He just lied to his face.
First off, Agamemnon in that sequence, full on Darth Vader in oh my god, which one is Rogue? It looked like Rogue One when he's just standing there. It's all it gave off to me. And I know people had shit to say about the armor. The armor looked awesome. Especially with like the natural light and everything. It looks so good.
Yeah. It's not practical whatsoever. I mean, he's in Turkey. Troy would be in like modern day Turkey. It would be 120 degrees in black armor. He would be dead of heat exhaustion in an hour. But it looks so cool.
Yeah, but also, this is a movie with Cyclopses in it. I think we can let it go about his armor.
Yeah. It is funny, though. I will say, the one thing that took me out of the movie for a second, Agamemnon looks very cool. The armor looks awesome. Thank God he keeps the helmet on, because there is one like quick flash of Benny Safdie's face when he gets stabbed.
Yeah, it doesn't match the
I was
armor.
like, I was like, I forgot that was Benny Safdie. Benny Safdie, very talented dude, but he's just kind of like, he's kind of a dorky kind of guy.
Yeah.
So when I saw his face, I was like, that's Agamemnon.
Is he actually that tall? Or he had to have something in his shoes, right? Because he looks
he was
huge
he was
in
on
this.
stilts or something. Yeah, he had to have had stunt guys or stilts or something.
Yeah, but
you see him in Oppenheimer. He's like the same height as
he's like normal height.
I think. Yeah,
but cool fact: Paul Atreides is a descendant of Agamemnon.
Yeah, he is.
That? Yeah, pretty cool little. Frank Herbert wanted that from the start, so that was his idea. I also learned that Tolkien hates Frank Herbert.
Really?
I learned that the other day, as I went through my rabbit hole of Dune and Lord of the Rings. I think we should talk about Zendaya next. A small performance, but very important to the movie. Her character. And I love when they finally tell you why that's who Athena is to him. And that's who he sees. It's very sad of what happens to her. But she's great.
I thought Zendaya was good.
She's Zendaya. She's always good.
Yeah. No, she was good. It was funny. I saw an interview with, I think it was Matt Damon, and they were talking about Zendaya, where when you do a scene, Christopher Nolan would just be like, all right, nice, good. That works. Like, when you get it, he's not very, like, complimentary. Mm-hmm. And then Zendaya did her scene, and Christopher Nolan was like, perfect, you are excellent. And he was like, the fuck?
Tom Holland was talking about, too. He's like, no one else got it perfect. He said Samantha Morton got it perfect, because she got a standing ovation. We'll get to her, because it's one of the most incredible scenes. But yeah, Zendaya got it perfect, and they said Anne Hathaway got one, Zendaya got a few, and Samantha Morton got one. So all the guys got to be like, what the fuck, Chris? We're doing... Matt Damon's in an actual storm on a ship, and he's like, what do you mean I don't get a single perfect out of this entire film?
Yeah.
And, but yeah, Zendaya is very good. Now, a scene that is also amazing is when they go to Hades and Sinan gives one of my favorite scenes. And the fact that when they come out of the ground, again, I just assume there's visual effects, because who buries people in the actual ground, Christopher Nolan? And these people actually climbed from out of the dirt to do this scene. And like what you just said, they trust him with their lives. They're like, "Do you need me to bury myself alive, Chris? I'll do it. Just let me be in your movie.
Anything for you, Mr. Nolan.
Anything for you, Mr. Nolan." But yeah, Elliot Page's scene is great. Sinan's speech to Odysseus on that island is really well done, and it leads to a great scene with Antinous later on.
Yeah, Elliot Page is catching a lot of heat so far for this movie, and same with Lupita Nyong'o. It is Lupita, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're catching a lot of heat for just the castings. I thought both were fine, and if you're upset, if you're like, I'm not going to see this movie because I don't want to see them, dude, they're in 5 minutes combined. Like,
and
it's
also,
not.
You're just
it's
being
not
a loser.
Yeah, you're just an asshole. Because I think Elliot Page works great for playing that like young soldier. Because that kid, I don't know, he was 10 when he got drafted, so he's probably 20 now. And I think Elliot Page, and I say this with all due respect to Elliot Page, I think he's a great actor. It makes sense to have somebody who's like, you know, short statured, like looks young, has a kind of higher pitched voice still. I think it works very well. It makes you still think this guy's still a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's why it works so well.
Yeah, I thought he did great. And also, like, you know, what was Lupita Nyong'o was playing Helen of Troy, right? Isn't that crazy saying that? Yeah.
She plays Helen of Troy and her sister.
Yeah, and her sister. Which I don't even know. Does she actually have a sister? Because I thought it'd be kind of cool if, like, because we know Helen of Troy kills Agamemnon or whatever. She kills her, and then Agamemnon, their son, goes out and kills Helen.
Yes.
Right? Or so John Bernthal says. But wouldn't it be cool to say, like, I mean, just off screen, this happened? Because we see the sister, the twin, that John Bernthal marries have, like, scars on her face. Wouldn't it be cool if the son went out and hunted her, and then they just came back and he didn't kill her, just scarred her face a little bit, and he was like, yeah, actually, she has a twin sister now. He just saved his mom's life. I thought that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but
I don't know if she always
to him, like the son.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Even though
I know
she had full right to kill him.
Yeah, totally.
Threw his daughter into the ocean. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it'd be kind of a cool little story if the son went out to kill her and then couldn't do it and was like, I got to scar you up a little bit, but you have to come back as a different person. I thought that'd be kind of cool. Maybe
but I also don't know
if I could be wrong.
They were always twin sisters. I don't know. I don't know what happens, but yeah. But if anybody's upset about a black woman playing Helen of Troy, who gives a shit? I don't care at all. And also, like, Helen of Troy is in Turkey, modern day Turkey. She wouldn't be white either. She'd be like brown. So who gives a shit? I don't care.
Yeah, like it's the Odyssey. Just enjoy the movie. Enjoy that Lupita Nyong'o is playing a super small role in this movie, and she's great in every movie she's ever done. And she's just great. Like, that's all you need to know. With that, she got cast.
Yeah, he hired talented actors, Oscar-winning actors.
Who do you want to talk about next?
I don't know. I mean, there's so much.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4.
I guess we talk about Pattinson now.
Funny enough, that's the next one on the cast list.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, Pattinson was just Robert Pattinson playing another smarmy piece of shit. Robert Pattinson is so, like, you either love him in a movie or you fucking hate him in a movie. And he's
you
great.
Hate him in this.
Yeah.
He is just such a good slimy character. And it's so funny because he also plays like the epitome of like superheroes. He plays Batman. And then he also is now playing one of the most hated characters. And it's so funny because in the book, Antinous is like a slimy character. But Pattinson like raises it in this. Like, he makes it so much more of a villain. And the memes that are coming out of the scene when he's behind the pillar are so good. They're so funny. And he's just such a bitch. I don't know if I can say that, but he is. He is such a bitch from beginning to end. And when they're kicking the dog, first off, oh my God, I was getting so mad. But they get their comeuppance later in the movie, especially Corey Hawkins' character.
Yeah, you're Odysseus.
Just cuts them off. But yeah, Robert Pattinson's great. I mean, he's on one of the greatest generational runs in film. I mean, what? So we're going Tenet, Batman, the drama, Die My Love, Odyssey, Dune, and then Primetime, then the Batman Part 2.
Yeah.
That is a run.
I don't think he's going to slow down either. He's such a good actor that he gets more choice in what he gets to do. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't need money anymore. He's doing fine. He doesn't need to be, he can be picky about what movies he takes. And if he's going to work with Christopher Nolan, he's going to say yes every time.
Yeah.
Because he was great in this, he was great in Tenet. I think Nolan's going to keep working with him. Like, it just works.
Yeah, Tenet really felt like it put him back on the map. I mean, Good Time got people film people to really recognize him again. But Tenet felt like it put him back in the mainstream world. And then he got Batman. And of course, if you play Batman, you're going to have a career surge. But he's great as Antinuous in this movie. And he's just great. Like, he's just a fantastic actor. And everyone knows he's probably my favorite actor working right now. And so I can't wait to see. I'm super excited for Primetime. I think that's the Batman Part 2, of course, I'm super excited. But I think I'm more excited for Primetime because I think it's going to be so different.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for that too. I'm curious what style movie they're going for because they're going for, from the trailers, like a really, really thriller kind of movie. And I think that's going to be so cool.
It's going to be so fucked up too.
Oh yeah, 100%. I wonder how far they go.
Like how far they push it.
Yeah, like if we see, obviously, I mean, the show they stop them before anything happens. That's the whole point of the show. But if we see finding out who the guys are and seeing some beforehand stuff, I don't know. I'm just curious. Yeah,
yeah. Robert Pattinson, great.
Yeah, talking about Robert Pattinson, going off of that, I kind of wish we got more Mia Goth in this because I mean. I can't really say she was good or bad because she has 2 lines. They were good lines. I don't know.
I'm assuming she got cut. Some of her scenes got cut. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah, because even in the end, you see her run to cover and then you just don't see her again.
So you don't know if she dies. I mean, I'm assuming she gets beheaded or something.
Yeah, I wanted to see her die. I wanted to see her
get
fucked up. But yeah, I wish there was a little bit more. It does seem like maybe she had some scenes cut, especially towards the end where maybe she dies or maybe she gets out, whatever happens to her. But I also want to talk about Samantha Morton playing Cersei. Fantastic. Yes. That was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. That scene when she was explaining to Odysseus where he has to go and what's going to happen was just incredible. I mean, it might be the best performance in the entire movie for me.
Yeah, and it's such a small role, but she it's in the story of the Odyssey, it's a huge part, but the screen time is very short. The scene of morphing them into the pigs, the fact that that's practical with these animatronics and the actual pigs, it's all done in all practically without I mean, Anne Hathaway was on set that day, to watch, and she's like, I have no idea how he did it, and she's like, and he wouldn't tell people how he made it look the way he does. Which is another way I think. But she got a standing ovation for the first time, Nolan said, from one of his actors since Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, which I mean has to be the praise of all praise if you're working on a Nolan film.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that scene is fantastic. I mean, it's probably in my top 3 scenes in the movie. It's really close, and it's just great. And she does everything right to make it as great as possible. And the way they film the people eating, it's almost like the food's attacking them. The way, I don't know how he does it. It looks like the food's going into them without them doing any work.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know how it's edited. It's great. I do want to talk about Charlize Theron as Calypso. I love Charlize Theron, and she is so good. And because you if you know what happens in Odyssey, you know what she did. But I'm watching, I'm like, man, she is super charismatic, though. I probably would have stayed on this island, too, for 7 years. I fully understood, why he gets trapped and all that. But I think she does again, it's so crazy when you talk about it, because it always feels like when we talk about these kind of movies, we're like, oh, this actor was good, but that they're fine. I don't feel like anyone was fine. They're all good or better than good.
Yeah.
John Bernthal is a little bit, on like the outside, but I would say he's fine. Like, he's so good. His scenes are important, and I really like the scene with him and Telemachus at the table when he's explaining everything. But yeah, Charlize Theron, fantastic. Now let's go to Hamish Patel. I don't know how to pronounce his character's name. I'm sorry to everyone. Heidi, if you want to put it up on the screen and show the pronunciation of it, that'd be great, because I don't know how. He's great, and I think Eurylochus. He's great
I'm gonna
because
say
Eurylochus. I'm going to say Hamish. I think his character is perfectly played because it is the perfect opposite to Odysseus. Like, they are perfectly, like, go against one another, and he's trying to keep Odysseus from doing crazy things and getting more of the men killed. And I think I really enjoyed the scene when after they eat the animals, the livestock, and he goes up to Odysseus and explains, like, they would rather die at sea like this than die of starvation. Which I don't know. Would you have eaten the livestock, or have you just taken starvation?
I don't know, man.
I feel like I would take starvation.
Really
I don't want... If I know I'm going to die, like, I'm going to die if I eat this, I feel like I could go without it. I would learn to eat other things. Wait, so could they have killed fish in the ocean if they wanted to? That's not...
I guess they could have, but I don't know. I mean, the gods were kind of fucking with them. Just having... I assume if they did, Poseidon would be like, nope, no fish. No fish there.
Yeah, and the tides were always pushing out, so there wouldn't have been as much stuff around them.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that really was it's so good.
I do. That is kind of my complaint that I mentioned earlier. I wish the gods were in this more, because in the original story, he actually talks to, like, I think it's Hermes. He like talks to a lot. I wish there was more of like a presence from the gods. Like we see Athena now and again.
Yeah, it's really the only one.
Calypso is technically, and then Cersei, but I kind of wish we saw, like, I think he talks to Zeus at one point. Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't remember him talking to Zeus.
I don't know. Maybe Poseidon did. I forget. But I don't know. I wish we kind of got more from, like, the major gods. Or if maybe, Calypso showed a little bit more, like, powers, I guess. Because Calypso seemed just like a regular lady. Like, she didn't seem like a god. If I didn't know, I would have just said, like, that's a normal lady who just found the lotus flowers to keep giving him. But it's still just the movie just works so well.
John Leguizamo seems to be a standout for a lot of people, and I completely understand why. He plays his role great, and I love he has one of the few like true sense of humor moments. Is after all the fighting is done in the throne room, in the meeting room or dining room. He's like, is he dead? Oh, he's dead, isn't he? And everyone else around him is just killed. Yeah. But he's great. I mean, I feel like we're repeating it so much, but he is like, I can completely see why he's such a standout for so many people and why they love his character so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was really good throughout the whole movie. We're just going to keep repeating ourselves every time we bring somebody up.
And then I think we'll end it with Corey Hawkins, who's again just playing such an asshole this whole movie. I hate him, and I'm so happy Odysseus just puts an arrow in his throat. Like, he's such a terrible person. I mean, a lot of the suitors are, but specific Antinous and Corey Hawkins' character are just so much worse than everyone else. Yeah, and, I mean, that's the point, but it's just he's very good at playing that, and it's so funny because Corey Hawkins doesn't really ever play a bad guy. And Variety gave him a lot of shit, too, for his performance, but I thought he was really good at playing that kind of character.
Yeah, I thought he was great.
Now, we'll go from there. So we just went through the entire cast. So you say your favorite scene is probably the Samantha Morton scene.
I think that was the best acted scene. I don't know. I'm between that and the scene of Penelope and Odysseus, like, before he left. When she's saying, like, you got to come back to me. That was really great, too. But also, they started making out, like, clearly they're going to bang before he leaves. The kid's just right there in the room.
Right there. I thought the same thing.
I don't know. I guess they didn't have separate rooms back then. I don't know.
I would say my favorite scene It has to be the Cyclops showing up.
Yeah, it was great.
The whole Cyclops in the cave sequence is probably my favorite part of the entire movie. When he starts calling out to his father, to Poseidon, I thought that was really cool. And I love that they didn't make it loud enough for like you had to actually be paying attention and listen to the characters are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's such... Because I know so many people are like, that's Poseidon's child? The Cyclops? The god's child? And it was just unbelievable to watch. And it was so frightening. Like, the way that they filmed with it. And the pig scene with Samantha Morton's so scary. And I feel like the horror really showed through. And you can see with Oppenheimer, he adds in some like scares when he shows the crowd all burn.
Yeah.
And he shows it some more in this. Nolan, I am begging you to do horror next. I think he should do Dante's Inferno, but really lean into the horror of Dante's Inferno. I think that'd be pretty cool. It was like that's like my choice for him.
If he can pull that off, that would be insane.
He's like, okay, we're going to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do like an IP, I mean, like if you wanted to go mainstream and like follow up on a franchise, I mean, Alien is what I would have him do if he wants to do that kind of horror, like cosmic almost. Like really go for it. I feel like that would be really cool. He finds an actual xenomorph in space and just brings it to Earth.
Yeah. He films in space. He's like, yeah, we're going to space. Yeah. We're actually, so for this scene, Cillian Murphy comes back. He's like, all right, Cillian, for this scene, we're going to open the airlock and you're going to just go out.
It's going to float out into space.
Yeah. And he's like, well, you guys going to bring me back? He's like, no.
He's like, in 10 days.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else we should talk about. So we talked about our favorite scenes. I mean, well, let's talk about the score and the cinematography. It is... I mean, Ludwig Göransson really is, I said in the beginning, he is making a case to be the best composer. I think he is the best right now. I think he's on a better run recently than Zimmer is, but I don't think I can put him in good conscience above Hans Zimmer yet.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, but he's certainly getting there. I think, just every single score he does is so good. He's won just every time he does a score, he wins an Oscar. Like every time. He's just incredible.
Yeah, and he's going to win again. This is his third Oscar, I think, if he wins for this. He has Sinners, and there's something else he won. Did he win? Oh, he did Oppenheimer, didn't he? Because Zimmer went and did Dune. Yeah, I think he won for Oppenheimer, too. And then Hoyt van Hoytema.
He's won 3. Oh. Yeah,
he's won 3 already.
Oppenheimer and Sinners.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got 3 Oscars.
That whole sequence, I love the decision to put the same music for the siren as when Odysseus strings the bow and shoots it. Like, you have the same chords play, and I think that was a really smart decision. And that scene in the greeting room is also unbelievable. I think we should talk about, because I feel like me and you have both said that Nolan's action sequences don't always feel right. They looked so much cleaner in this than they have before. Like, there felt like some bite to everything that he does. I know some people wish it was a little more bloody. I was perfectly fine with the amount of blood they showed. I didn't feel like it needed more, it needed less. I mean, maybe with the Cyclops, I would like to see someone get fully ripped in half. But he still showed the dude's head get bitten off. Like, he didn't he was willing to show it. So we talked about Ludwig. But yeah, as I was saying, Hoyt van Hoytema as cinematographer. It's a beautiful movie to look at. And he had to have gone through hell while filming this. Because, he's right there with Nolan through it all. And Nolan even said he went too far putting them out on the boats during the storms. And, he, as a cinematographer, he's on this boat. He's like, why the fuck am I out here? Like, I'm just trying to make this look pretty. And when we're watching it, this is probably my only critique of the entire movie is the scene when they're going into the storm when the rest of the crew perishes. I was getting absolutely blinded by the lightning.
Really?
Dude, I got to see it in in IMAX. And I'm telling you, I was actually getting blinded by the white flashes. I was like, holy shit, this is insane to be in. But I do want to see it now. I saw people seeing it in 4DX. It looks like you are actually fighting for your life while you watch this movie. And I feel like I need to do it just to have a story on the podcast to say how it feels.
Yeah.
But we saw No Way Home, and it wasn't that crazy. But the Odyssey, like, they do the water and everything, and it looks ridiculous. So I feel like I want to do it.
Yeah, it might be fun.
I'm trying to think, what has Hoytema done? Like, what are his big... I know the name, but I can't think of actual full-on other films that he's done. Because it felt like they used so much more natural light than... Wow, he's a lot of awards. Yeah. Oh, he's did Tenet, Interstellar, Nope, Dunkirk. He's done some good ones.
Ad Astra, Spectre. Yeah, he's done a lot of movies. Done a lot of good movies.
Oh, Ad Astra, not a great movie, but it is a beautiful movie. Oh, he did Her, The Fighter, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Yeah, I mean, he's fantastic. And it felt very close to the way the Revenant is lit. Like, it felt all with natural lighting. Like, it didn't feel like additional lighting was added in. Like, they used the torches and whatever light source they had. And I really give them credit for that because it makes the movie so much more immersive. And I feel like what you said, the only time I really ever got taken out of it was when I was getting blinded because I had to look away. And Tom Holland's maybe first two scenes. I was like looking at it, I was like, okay, I don't know if he's fully believable. But outside of that, I mean, it was great. I gave it a 96 for a reason. It is the highest rated, tied for the highest rated movie I've ever reviewed with Everything Everywhere All at Once. And yeah, I have nothing else to add about the Odyssey. I feel like we talked about all the things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it too. It's just a great movie. Go give this movie money.
Yeah, make this $1 billion movie. I feel like that would be awesome to see this make $1 billion.
Totally. It's also funny. I was looking at Hoytema. He did in 2014 after Interstellar. There's a little like behind the scenes documentary, and it's literally called Interstellar: Nolan's Odyssey, which is funny that 12 years later he makes the actual Odyssey.
Can we also talk about how we've spent billions of dollars getting Matt Damon home? This man got stuck on like the film world has spent billions of dollars getting Matt Damon back home. The Odyssey, The Martian, Interstellar, Saving Private Ryan. This man's always just trying to get home. But with all that being said, go check out The Odyssey. Me and Ryan, of course, loved it. An average is a 93 between us, which if I go through the podcast ratings, that has to be one of our highest averages. I think our highest still is Everything Everywhere because I think you give it a 94 and I give it a 96. Yeah. So that'd be 95. But we have 3 fan questions. If anyone else TikTok has a question, just send it in because I have them on my phone. Between the two of you, how many movies do you think you have seen combined? This is from the 2V podcast.
God damn. I have no idea.
I was trying to do the math. I on Letterboxd I have 994 movies reviewed. And I feel like there's still movies I forget that I haven't reviewed. So my math, I was thinking like 17. No, combined, because we've probably seen a lot of the same movies. But I've probably watched more horror, is probably where I have like a bigger gap.
You definitely have more movies on me.
I feel like we're in
like 400 or 500.
I was just about to say like 1,400 maybe.
Yeah, I think that's probably about it.
That's a lot of movies. That's from the 2V podcast, if I didn't say that. Thanks, guys. This is from another popcorn podcast. This is the Stale Popcorn Podcast.
Okay.
Was there anyone else you would have wanted to see play Odysseus and why?
I don't know.
Christopher Walken.
Off the top of my head. Yeah.
Just hear that accent come through. You see, Zeus.
No,
I don't know. I think Matt Damon's great. I mean,
off the top of my head, I can't really think.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck could have done it. They're basically the same person.
I do want to see Affleck do a Nolan movie. I feel like I want because he's worked with Fincher. He hasn't worked with Scorsese yet. But I would like to see him do a Nolan movie. But no, I think all in all, I think I really like Matt Damon, his role as Odysseus. I'm trying to think of other actors, like maybe if I'm going back a while, because I don't think Eastwood could have done it. Stallone, Arnold, no way. You couldn't have De Niro or Pacino. Like those iconic actors are. Yeah, you couldn't have Joe Pesci. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. If awesome. Anyone in their prime, it would have been like Mel Gibson, because he did Braveheart, and I feel like the Braveheart style of this could match to that. But outside of that, I don't know. Maybe Roy Schneider. I know it's like a random pool, but I feel like Roy Schneider could have played it. But I love Matt Damon in the role. I think that's who I would stick with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Matt Damon was just great.
Yeah.
But I also think Nolan is such a good, actor's director that if anybody else did it, he would just get a good performance out of them.
Yeah, I completely agree. And the last question I took is it worth it? Is it worth to go see this in standard film, or is it worth waiting to go watch in IMAX? This is from Sean.
I mean, I saw it in standard because I couldn't get a ticket to IMAX. But, I mean, if you can get IMAX, go see it in IMAX. But I don't think, I think IMAX, like, I'm a person who does recognize the difference between standard and IMAX. I do get it. But I also don't think it's as extreme a difference as some people make it out to be. Like, some people are like, you have to see this in IMAX. Don't see it in any other format. I don't really agree with that. Standard films, standard theater is still fine. It's still great.
Yeah, I feel like me and you, we've probably talked about this on the podcast before. There's a lot of movies that say you have to see it in IMAX that I've been like, this is fine when you watch it on like normal. I have to say, when I've seen like people take pictures of the Odyssey. This is a movie I would 100%, if you can get IMAX tickets, go watch in IMAX, because it is vastly different look wise. This is like because it's so different, because this is filmed entirely in IMAX, which we do not see. We see films filmed for IMAX format. This is filmed with IMAX cameras from beginning to end. It made them have to change how they filmed because it's so massive. So this would be one of the few times I think I fully tell people, like, if you're going to watch it, you can get IMAX, go see an IMAX. Or RPX, or try and get it somewhere. But if you can't, of course, go watch it. Do not watch this for the first time at your home. That is where I should really...
Yeah, go to the movie theater.
Yeah, go to the movie theater and watch this one. But those are our fan questions. I think we are going to bring them back full time, because I do really enjoy answering questions from you guys and interact more with you all. But Ryan, before we get out of here, what movie are you going to recommend to all the people watching on TikTok? Thank you to everyone on TikTok for tuning in and watching us, which I think is a cool new thing that we get to do. But Ryan, what is your first recommendation to everyone?
I don't know. I pulled up Netflix. I'm looking at 1917 right now. That's a great movie.
That is a great movie. Can't go wrong with 1917.
Moneyball, banger.
Go watch the original Gladiator. Like, go watch Gladiator or Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur being the first great epic. No, Is it the first? Yeah, it is the first. Yeah. Go watch Ben-Hur if you have your whole life to watch a movie. And if not, go watch Gladiator with Russell Crowe. It's one of the greatest films of all time. But thank you to everyone who tuned in to watch this live, and thank you to everyone who's tuning in now. Make sure to go follow us on all of our social media platforms, _popcorn_pod. Podcasts on Instagram, the Popcorn Studios on YouTube. Go follow us on TikTok, the Popcorn_pod. Thank you to all of our live viewers. It's really cool to get to do it in front of you guys. Ryan, thank you for doing another episode. That was a lot of work it took us to get this recording in, but it's done. This will be out on Friday, fully edited. Heidi, Thank you for editing, and we will see you guys in our next episode.
Yep, see ya.